Alisha Sultana and Chinmay Rao, President and Vice President of Agraga, the Management Society at NIT University. It's an honor to have you all gathered here today for this special session organized by Agraga. Allow me to introduce Mr. K.K. Jalan, a veteran of the Indian Administrative Service. Mr. Jalan's illustrious career spans over 3 decades, during which he served in various capacities, from being the Central Provident Fund Commissioner to holding key positions in the state government of Haryana. Beyond his illustrious career, Mr. Jalan is a scholar with MPhil degrees in mathematics and public administration, along with a Master of Social Sciences in Development Administration from the University of Birmingham.
But it doesn't stop there. Mr. Jalan's commitment to education and mentorship is evident through his tenure as a lecturer and his continued education in public administration. Even after retirement, Mr. Jalan remains a beacon of innovation, created with pioneer initiatives such as e-tendering in public works and spearheading in e-governments in EPFO. His accolades, including the prestigious e-Governments Gold Award and the NDTV Award for e-Governments, are the testament to the relentless pursuit of his excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. K.K. Jalan to the stage. Let's prepare to be inspired by his wisdom and experience. Sir, please.
Thank you. Thanks for the generous introduction. At the outset, let me thank Mr. Khurshid Ahmed Ganai, who thought of me that I should meet all of you. He is not only the topper of our batch, we both belong to 1982 batch of the Indian Administrative Service. He, even after retirement, also has worked as sort of a cabinet minister and advisor to the governor, which I haven't worked. Therefore, his experience is much more than mine, and he is available to you. Khurshid Bhai, thank you very much for calling me over here, giving me this opportunity to meet the youth of India, the future of India in a way. I also would like to thank the university authorities for calling me over here, and I'd like to appreciate the university authorities for maintaining such a good campus, such a green campus in the Rajasthan area. I have come now to the Neemrana second time. The first time was Francis and Amarnath, who have conceptualized the Neemrana Fort. They became friends when I was MD Tourism. They brought me to the Neemrana Fort. I stayed there for 2 days as their guest. And then I gave them the work of Nahar Singh Fort in Faridabad. They did the renovation of Nahar Singh Fort in Faridabad at that point of time. And the Nahar Singh Fort was also developed by Francis and Amarnath at that point of time. Khurshid Bhai has called me only for one reason, that I was Secretary, Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. He doesn't know that I am father of 2 entrepreneurs. My son and my daughter-in-law have a startup which is named Indicode Private Limited. They have also made large number of subsidiaries of that startup. They have got their first funding, more than $1 million in the last 2-3 months. And they are looking for their second funding. And their company is going to be more than 100 crores. I am a proud father of these 2 startup individuals. My daughter-in-law, my daughter-in-law is from IIM Lucknow, and my son is from IFT, Delhi. My son-in-law also works in this type of field. Some of you, because it is NIT University, my son-in-law is the Chief Technology Officer of Virtualness, a company in US. He is a Chief Technology Officer, therefore he is in the same space as most of the NITians are. Therefore, and I come from a Marwari background. I belong to this place, Rajasthan. My temple is near Chirava. So I usually cross Neemrana while going to my temple, which I do almost every 3-4 months. So this is the place, and I take a turn from Behrod, then I go to my temple. So therefore, I have a Marwari blood in mine, and therefore I can talk of business as such. And I have except me, all other family members are in business. So I have 17-18 businesses run by different members of the family. So therefore, I know about the businesses. If you want to talk of steel business, if you want to talk of any particular business, maybe I'll be able to do something. And I am independent directors on a few companies Titagarh Wagons, Titagarh Rail Systems Limited. I was on the board of Minda, Minda Limited. I was on the board of, I am still on the board of Pentometh Capital Advisory Limited. I am also on the board of PNC Infra. These are the listed companies you might notice. I am going to talk on this issue, micro and small enterprises, role of government and opportunities available. The topic is not of my choice. I would have talked on the government, but then my past was thought of. My past is I was Secretary MSME, Government of India, and that is why this topic has been given. Of course, this topic is good because it does involve the issue of startup also. And lot of you, the youth of India is interested in startups. What is the MSME? But I'll go on the sphere wise because I basically am a teacher in math. I was a teacher in math in my college from 77 to 82. And therefore teaching math is much easier. Talking of a social science is much more difficult that way because it is not that structured. Math teaching is much more structured and therefore you can teach math in a much better way. Being a science student, I find teaching public administration is more difficult than teaching math. We will talk of micro, and the first thing comes in what is an enterprise? When we are talking of micro and small enterprise, I am not talking of micro, small, and medium enterprise. Medium is unnecessarily there in a way because government, there is no scheme in the government for medium enterprise. Government only talks of all these schemes in the government are only for micro and small enterprise. Secondly, all subsidies are only for micro and small enterprise. Therefore, I am not discussing in a way medium enterprises. What is an enterprise? A legal entity possessing the right to conduct business on its own. That is the definition. Now, what is out of it? Out of it is I also do business. I, for example, advise these three companies. I also do lecturing, might be earning something out of the lecturing. That enterprise is not included here as a legal enterprise. That is not a legal enterprise. That is not an enterprise. That is I am doing business as a person, KK Jalan. KK Jalan might be earning maybe more than what another enterprise, small enterprise is doing, a shopkeeper is doing. But that is not a legal entity. That is not an enterprise. They are a legal entity possessing the right to conduct business on its own. Usually the role of a business enterprise is to provide products and services. Earlier, they were tangible products. Usually we talk of the tangible products. But now, of course, there are intangible products. आप जाते हैं एक जगह पे फोन चार्ज कर दो क्या चीज मिली कोई tangible चीज है there is no tangible thing as such but that is a product. This is also a product which is not tangible. पहले हमारे पास प्रोडक्ट होता था देखने वाला आज के दिन काफी ज्यादा प्रोडक्ट है जो हम देख ही नहीं सकते. There is nothing to see about them. So therefore, usually the role of a business enterprise is to provide products and services that meet customer needs, add value to the marketplace, and drive economic growth. These are the parameters. Can you think of any other parameters? Sometimes the social parameters can come. That we are only meeting a social need, but that is also indirectly economic need. The social need can also be now an important thing. It can be for profit. It can be not for profit. There can be the two type of enterprises. Not necessarily today. Earlier, enterprise was only for profit. Today, the enterprise can be for not for profit also. On the basis of ownership and structure, it can be. Now there are different kind of entities. You might remember, you might not remember, but MBA students might be interested in this. There can be sole proprietorship. I am the only owner and that is my entity. Then there can be a partnership entity. Then there can be limited liability company, LLP we call it. These days we call it LLP, lot of LLP. Limited liability. Limited liability means if the company fails, then you have a limited liability. The most of news which you hear in the newspaper that this company has failed, this company has gone to IBC, this company has gone to IBC. What does it mean? The banks are suffering, lenders are suffering, the company promoters are not suffering because there is a limited liability. The concept of limited liability comes in. Therefore, it is now the single man is also allowed to have a limited liability company. Earlier, the single man was not allowed to have a limited liability company when LLP was not allowed in India. LLP is a recent entrant. The LLP was not earlier allowed in India. Limited liability company, cooperative society, trusted body registered under the relevant act. There is a trust act, there is a society registration act. There is a society registration act. Please, there are some seats vacant, you can find those seats also, otherwise I find uncomfortable, you are all standing. You can sit somewhere. Here also the seats are vacant, in the front. In the front a large number of seats are vacant. I had mentioned already, individual can also provide services as a professional, but then it is not called an enterprise. Worldwide, there is no accepted definition of micro and small enterprises. There is no accepted definition of micro and small enterprises. Therefore, when we do comparison between MSc in Europe or MSc in India, there is actually no comparison because the definition is not the same. We are working on different definitions. Referred to as MSc, sometimes we call it micro and small enterprises. Micro is used first and sometimes small is used first, SME. Therefore, you will see two, in the literature you find two things, MSCs or SME, small and micro enterprises or micro and small enterprises. I would call them micro and small enterprises because 90%, more than 90% of enterprises are micro enterprises and a very few number are small enterprises. Therefore, I would like to give more preference to M word first, micro and small enterprises. Concept of medium industry is not a worldwide concept. It's only accepted in a few countries. That's not a worldwide concept. That's not even recognized by international financial institutions. Usually World Bank does not talk of the medium industry. It talks of only micro and small industry. Enterprises can usually be distinguished on three counts. Usually, what are three important characteristics of enterprise? जब आप कहते हैं आपकी enterprise कैसी है? One is number of employees. मेरे पास 100 से ज़्यादा employees काम करते हैं. मेरे पास 200 employees काम करते हैं. तो जैसे एक we from employment wise we consider that this is an important enterprise. One is the number of employees. Second is investment. What have investment you have done in that? Investment in two parts. It can be in plant and machinery or it can be in the working capital. Usually the plant and machinery is the fixed thing and the working capital is a non-fixed thing. It can vary. And then the turnover. What is the turnover of the company? Turnover can be anything, can be from 1 lakh to anything or even less than 1 lakh to anything. It can be a small company. It can be anything. Now, in many countries, MSAs, they are defined on the basis of employment of the number of personnel. It is mainly defined on the number of personnel. OECD definition is on the number of personnel. 1 to 10 employees, it can vary. Some countries say 1 to 9. 1 to 9 employees is micro. 10 to 49 employees is small. And 49 to 249 employees usually, or 49 to 499 employees. In Canada, for example, is 49 to 499 employees or 49 to 249 employees is called a medium enterprise. These are just the definition. I am only trying to put you sometimes you lead in the literature MSc, A, B, C. There is actually no comparison because definition in US is different. Definition in India is different and therefore comparison becomes odious. It's not the comparison between apples and apples. It is apples and oranges. India uses value of investment and turnover to define MSc. Trading concerns not part of MSCs as per MSME Development Act. शॉपकीपर जो आप देखते हैं नीमराना में जो छोटा शॉपकीपर है जो आपको टूथपेस्ट देता है, कोई सप्लाई करता है, दैट इज नॉट एन SME, MSCE अकॉर्डिंग टू इंडियन डेफिनेशन. OECD definition, it is MSC. It's a micro enterprise. According to Indian definition, it's not a micro enterprise. Very surprising. Therefore, lot of enterprises which are there, the politicians do talk of them कि हम सारे माइक्रो को ये करेंगे, ऐसे करेंगे, बट ये डेफिनेशन में है ही नहीं है. They are not part of the definition at all. All trading concerns, anybody who is doing trading is not part of the MSC at all, the field at all. Surprising but true. You might not, we all talk of, the politicians also talk of, that we have 7 crore enterprises, 6.5 crore enterprises, so many enterprises. Actually, they are including the trading. But trading in definition of the act, or in definition of the government of India, or in definition of the state government, is not part of the micro or small enterprise. Therefore, no assistance is provided to them under any scheme. They are called, somehow they are called in the informal sector concern, an informal sector firm. Any enterprise, therefore, what is the definition? Any enterprise with investment up to rupees 1 crore and turnover up to rupees 5 crore is called a micro enterprise. This definition is from 1st of July 2020. Any enterprise with investment up to rupees 10 crore and turnover up to rupees 50 crore is called a small enterprise. And any enterprise with investment up to rupees 50 crore and turnover up to rupees 250 crore is called a medium enterprise. Why is definition important? Why the SME definition? Why I am discussing the MSc definition? I would have come, politically it is very important. Politically there are two elements. One, it's a major vote bank. 11 crore employees, 7 crore enterprises, it's a major vote bank. Therefore, every politician, and in the Europe circumstances also, 99% of enterprises, or even in USA, 97% of enterprises are micro or small enterprises. When the major number of enterprises are the micro and small, where is everybody will talk of micro and small enterprise. Therefore, politically it becomes very, very important to talk of micro and small enterprise.
Since you say that trading is not part of micro, medium or small enterprises, then that means that these small enterprises, they have to necessarily be involved in manufacturing.
Yeah, the definition, the Act says the definition can, according to definition, only two types of enterprises are included in the definition. That is the manufacturing or the services.
What about agriculture?
Agriculture is also not included.
I see.
Unfortunately. When we talk of 7 crore number, we talk of basically, when we talk of 7 crore enterprises, 6.33 crore enterprises, which is number, I will discuss that number also, according to the National Sample Survey, which happened in 2015-16, that is non-agriculture enterprise.
I see.
It's not agriculture enterprise. Now, WTO allows the countries to give subsidies to MSCs. Otherwise, industrial subsidies are not allowed. Industrial subsidies are allowed to MSC sector as per WTO. Therefore, definition becomes important. If you make a restricted definition, that means you have a restricted number of enterprises which can be helped as per WTO. If you have a wider definition, then you can give a subsidy to wider number of the concerns. That is second. World Bank or even some UN agencies such as UNIDO also have some special program for MSCs. MSCs people are given some assistance by these organizations also. Government of India and its various institutions such as RBI, SEBI, etc. also provide some benefits for MSCs. I am not talking of deliberately MSCs. No benefit is for medium. That is why I have kept the medium off the radar. I am talking of MSCs only. As world over, MSCs contribute a significant part of the economies. They have a pressure and lobby group. It becomes important to speak about these enterprises. Whatever we may say, the number is important. In a democracy, number is important. The youth is important because their vote bank is very high. The 18 to 25 vote bank is now a very large number. Therefore, they are also very important. Everybody talks of that group also in the politics. Unfortunately, when we are talking of number, Faisal had asked a question. Unfortunately, we do not have any statistics, any latest statistics on MSCs, unfortunately. That is why statistics are important. That is why in news you see why these statistics, importance of statistics. Last time NSS surveys, National Sample Survey is 2015-16 vintage as quoted in annual report of the ministry. Number of MSMEs are 633.88 lakhs. Non-agriculture enterprise, Professor, it is the non-agriculture enterprises number. Agriculture enterprises are not part of it. Agriculture enterprises can be, say, agriculture cooperative societies also. They can also be enterprises. 630.52% micro, 3.31 small and 0.05 medium. You can see percentage wise. Percentage wise, number is around 98-99% is micro. 324.88 rural and 309 urban, around 51-49%. 230.35 trade, not part of the things as far as the act is concerned. And 206.85 services and 196.68 manufacturing. So many, 80% are male owned, 20% are female owned, 12% SC, 4% ST, 50% OBC, 33% others, and 0.7%, 9% is unknown. I'm giving you a number as per I'm giving you some sense of the enterprise. Why I've brought these numbers is the political sense to the micro and small enterprises. The political space, how does political space view the micro and small enterprises, subject of micro and small enterprise? Total employment, they say, is 11 crores. Basically micro, very small number is by small enterprises and the medium enterprises. If you are able to quickly make it 50,000 medium enterprises, see surprising data which is coming out of the 50,000 medium enterprises and employment is 1.75 lakhs. What does it mean? Only 4 employees per medium, average 4 employees per medium. Ridiculous data in a way. Medium sector, while we are talking of medium, is 50 to 249. Here the average is coming 5 or 4 rather. Now there is another census, 4th All India census of MSMEs, which has taken place, last census has taken place 2006-2007. And 5th economic census. According to them, the number of the enterprises is only 361, not 633. That is also a government statistics. Again, naturally, trading is out here. Trading is out because MSME census will not include the trading. Trading is out. If you keep the trading out there, their number comes out to be around 400. Here it comes out to be 361. As for Udyam registration, now the registration is compulsory for the MSCs. And that is called Udyam registration. Number is only 126 lakhs. So therefore, we are having 3 numbers. We started with 634. We came to 361 and now we have come to 126. We will come down further also, 126. 126 lakhs micro, 4.36 lakhs small and 0.39 lakhs medium. This data is now there on the MSME portal, the ministry portal. The ministry portal only has this data. Ministry does not have 634 data, ministry doesn't have 361 data. Ministry has only this data. According to this data, 28% services, 72% manufacturing. Again, the number varies. Earlier, services were more, manufacturing was less. Why here the manufacturing is coming more? क्यों जाएगा कोई उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन कराने? क्यों मैं कराऊंगा रजिस्ट्रेशन? कब कराते हो आप रजिस्ट्रेशन? जब आपको लगता है कि इस रजिस्ट्रेशन कराना जरूरी है या इस रजिस्ट्रेशन कराने से कोई फायदा मिलता है. आप इन 2 सर्कमस्टांसेस में रजिस्ट्रेशन कराते हैं. अपना आधार रजिस्ट्रेशन भी तभी कराते हैं, आधार नंबर भी तभी लिया आपको जब कंपलसरी हुआ, या तो जरूरी है या इसका हमें कोई बेनिफिट मिल रहा है. इसका कुछ बेनिफिट मिल रहा है तब आप करा रहे हैं। मुझे बेनिफिट किस में ज्यादा मिलता है? यदि एमएसएमई मिनिस्ट्री में मुझे बेनिफिट तभी मिलता है, ज्यादातर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर को मैं बेनिफिट देता हूं। मेरी मोस्ट ऑफ द स्कीम्स आर ओनली फॉर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग एंटरप्राइजेस। आई डोंट हैव स्कीम्स फॉर द सर्विस एंटरप्राइजेस। देयरफॉर मोस्ट ऑफ द मैन्युफैक्चरिंग enterprises will get them registered, and it is a voluntary registration. The services enterprises will not get them registered. That is why this dichotomy. 81%, that is the same number, 80% male owned, 19%, 20% female. We had the same number, 80%, 20%. SC, ST variation has also come. OVC and others variation has also come. There the others were only less than the OBCs. Here OBC is less than the others. Number of total enterprises as per GST portal is 140 lakhs. Total is 140 lakhs. Therefore, total number of enterprises is 140 lakhs, including micro, small, everybody, that is 140 lakhs. And out of which 22% are just registered. They are not paying any GST. 22% of 140 do not pay any GST at all. What do we learn from the numbers? I have been talking of that. What do we learn from the numbers? That means numbers are misleading. What we learn from the numbers are misleading. Number is giving one part of the picture. I can use statistics. That is why they say there is a lie and there is a damned lie. Damned lie is statistics. You can use statistics as the best lie. So there is a lie. What we do learn from the numbers. Therefore, please, when you see numbers in the newspaper, when you see numbers elsewhere, take those numbers as a pinch of salt, with pinch of salt. Please go behind the numbers. As a youth, you somehow say, वो ऐसा कहा गया है, इतना हो गया, इतने 50,000 करोड़ दे दिया गया, 4 लाख करोड़ दे दिया गया, 10 लाख करोड़ दे दिया गया. Please be wary of numbers. Actual numbers are different. Nothing exact. Statistics is very important. People do not know well about government schemes. रजिस्ट्रेशन कराएंगी क्यों? मुझे पता ही नहीं. इससे नंबर से यह भी पता लगता है कि गवर्नमेंट के स्कीम्स के बारे में पता ही नहीं. SC, ST, OBC सेक्शन नॉलेज इज इवन पुअर. अदर्स ने ज्यादा रजिस्ट्रेशन करा ली, बाकी सेक्शन ने कम रजिस्ट्रेशन कराई उद्यम पोर्टल पे, जबकि फ्री रजिस्ट्रेशन है. कारण क्या है? नॉलेज, एजुकेशन लेवल इज पुअर ऑफ दैट सेक्शन. ट्रेडिंग एक्टिविटी इज नॉट एलिजिबल फॉर MSA स्टेटस. आपने पिछली पिक्चर में देखा है, उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन में दो ही है, सर्विसेज एंड मैन्युफैक्चरिंग. व्हाई ट्रेडिंग इज एब्सेंट? बिकॉज ट्रेडिंग इज नॉट अलाउड. उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन shows only manufacturing services 28%. That is what was being shown. Services 28%, manufacturing 72%. No trading. A large section covered under PM Vishwakarma Yojana may belong to MSC category but does not either know or does not find any benefit. What is Vishwakarma Yojana? If anybody knows about Vishwakarma Yojana? Yeah, there are a large number of trades जो mainly है, welder है, barber है, जो आपको जानते धोबी है.
यस सर, धोबी.
ये जिस तरह के ट्रेड्स हैं, इनके लिए एक स्कीम लॉन्च की है. स्कीम सिर्फ इतनी है कि आपको लोन मिल रहा है इसमें एट ए लेस इंटरेस्ट रेट.
यस सर.
नो ग्रांट, इट्स ए लोन एट ए लेसर इंटरेस्ट रेट. दैट इज ओनली थिंग विच इज अवेलेबल.
नो सर, देयर इज ग्रांट ऑल्सो.
ग्रांट एलिमेंट इज द टीचिंग, basically the skilling. Skilling is the grant. Otherwise, there is no grant. Skilling is the grant. Skilling portion is the grant, if you consider so, which is a very, very small.
Yes sir, during the skilling they give some stipend.
2 दिन की skilling, which means 1,000 stipend. Then there is 5 days skilling, which is around 2,500 stipend. That is the amount of the stipend is around 4,000 today. Therefore, be wary of. I am saying that is what I am trying to tell you, people. Be wary of numbers. Please go slightly into detail of numbers. What is the number like? And for what? When we say we have made 300 lakh crore scheme, what does it show? It's basically loan being given at a subsidized rate. That is what is being told. Why? What is the benefit? Why we go for micros? Despite all these things, why we go for a micro enterprise? Why do we go for a small enterprise? The close supervision, वी हैव कॉन्टैक्ट विद अदर स्टेक होल्डर्स, वेंडर्स हैं, मुझे ही पता है, मैं ही मालिक हूँ, मुझे सारे वेंडर्स का पता है, जिससे परचेज करनी है, जिससे सेल करनी है, मुझसे 1 to 1 हूँ, मैं उससे 1 to 1 बात कर रहा हूँ, परचेजर से भी, सेलर से भी, और यदि कोई और बीच में इंस्पेक्टर भी आ गया, स्टेक होल्डर जो भी सारे हैं, मैं उसी से अपने आप ही बात कर रहा हूँ, उसी से सब कुछ कर रहा हूँ। तो देयरफॉर देयर इज ए क्लोज सुपरविजन। दीज एंटरप्राइजेज आर लेस ब्यूरोक्रेटिक। ये नहीं है कि फाइल बन के जा रही है ऊपर से नीचे, जैसे बड़ी कंपनी में जाएगी वो कुछ बन के नहीं जा रही। दे आर अजाइल, दे आर अडेप्टेबल। साहब ने कहा कि ये चेंज करके ऐसे भेज दो, ये बिल चेंज करके ऐसे भेज दो, ये बिल को ऐसे बना दो। तो स्टेक होल्डर्स की अडेप्टेबिलिटी है, स्टेक होल्डर्स के साथ हम जल्दी से बातचीत कर सकते हैं, अडेप्टेबल है, वी आर अडेप्टेबल। दीज टेक लेस टाइम बिटवीन आइडिया एंड एग्जीक्यूशन। लोअर स्टार्टअप कॉस्ट। मैं शुरू करना चाहता हूं, आज ही शुरू कर लेता हूं, मैं आज ही कोई कंपनी शुरू कर सकता हूं, तो अभी शुरू कर सकता हूं। मुझे करना क्या है, मुझे एक एंटरप्राइज बनानी है, एंटरप्राइज बनाने में कितनी देर लगती है, मुझे एक ड्राफ्ट करना है अपना एक पेपर, जो कि मैं ऑनलाइन ही मिल जाएगा, मैं साइन करूंगा, मेरी एंटरप्राइज शुरू होगी, मैं काम शुरू कर सकता हूं। इट्स सो ईजी। I can open the bank account later, maybe after 3 days or 4 days or 5 days or even 10 days or even after a month. I can start the work today itself. Increased flexibility, ability to be more nimble. Again, the same thing, agile and adaptable. I can do anything. मुझे easy है, मुझे कुछ चेंज करना है बिल, तो उसको मैंने चेंज किया, थोड़ा सा मैं जल्दी बिल चेंज कर सकता हूँ। Can provide area specific services. छोटे से एरिया में सर्व करना है मुझे, तो कहाँ से रिलायंस आएगी उस एरिया को सर्व करने? तो छोटे से एरिया में मैं वहीं पे बैठा हूँ, तो मैं वहीं पे सर्व कर सकता हूँ। एरिया स्पेसिफिक सर्विसेज मैं प्रोवाइड कर सकता हूँ। मोहल्ले की सर्विसेज, एक छोटे से एरिया की सर्विसेज मैं प्रोवाइड कर सकता हूँ। कैन बी सेटअप विदाउट मच हैसल। कोई हैसल नहीं है इसको, आमतौर पे इस तरह का चीज सोची जाती है। दैट इज वाई दी वर्ल्ड ओवर माइक्रो एंटरप्राइजेज कम ओनली इन दिस वे, बिकॉज देयर इज ए फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी देयर। तो world over, that is the reason as to why the micro and small enterprises come. You can add some other benefits also. Again, it's the same slide in a different way. Just to put it in, why do we need the micro and small enterprises? I am talking now, catching the ear by another hand in another way. It's the same thing. To increase competitiveness. Why we should encourage micro and small enterprises? एक शॉपकीपर ने दुकान खोली, फिर साथ में नुक्कड़ में एक और दुकान भी खुल गई। कंपटीशन जल्दी बढ़ रहा है। कंपटीशन, एक मैं मोहल्ले से दूसरे मोहल्ले से सामान लेके आ रहा हूँ, फिर मैं इसी मोहल्ले में आ जाता हूँ, एक और नया मोहल्ले में। कंपटीटिवनेस, टू प्रमोट एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, टू इनकरेज इनोवेशन. That is what is happening with lot of startups coming is innovation. Lot of innovation is coming to create jobs, to contribute to economic growth, to ensure regional diversity. बड़ी कंपनी एक ही जगह पे खुल सकती है, छोटी कंपनियां हर एक स्टेट में खुल जाती हैं, हर एक जगह पे। रीजनल डाइवर्सिटी। More than 90% enterprises world over belong to MSC's families. Rather, if I can say, I can take it number to 90% to 95% also. More than 95% belong to the MSC category. What are the challenges for micro and small enterprises? Availability of proper, specially skilled manpower and retention of the same. Major problem is that we don't have skilled manpower. आप भी देखें, most of you would like to go to established companies. You will not like to go to a micro enterprise. Most of you, naturally, if there are two people coming to you to recruit you, a startup or a major established company, you would like to go to a major established company, then a startup. 99% of the people. Maybe 1% people might go to startup, but 99% of people, majority would like to go to the established company. So therefore, it is as you get trained in a smaller company has another problem, micro enterprise. One body joins a micro enterprise, then he becomes trained and then he leaves. Immediately he gets another opening and he leaves. Retention is also very, very difficult. Availability of finance credit. छोटे आदमी को कोई फाइनेंस नहीं देता, छोटे आदमी को पैसा लेना बहुत मुश्किल है, ज़्यादा ब्याज पे मिलता है, मुश्किल से मिलता है और ज़्यादा ब्याज पे मिलता है छोटे आदमी को पैसा। रिक्शा वाले को कभी आप पूछिए रिक्शा वाले को पैसा कैसे मिलता है, गरीब आदमी को पैसा कैसे मिलता है? नॉट 2% इंटरेस्ट, 3% इंटरेस्ट, और वो भी महीने का। ये नहीं है वो साल का इंटरेस्ट है। जब वो कहते हैं 2%, 3% इंटरेस्ट महीने का, 100 रुपए पे 3 टका, 100 रुपए पे 5 टका भी मिल जाएगा। तो ये इंटरेस्ट उनको मिलता है उस समय। तो देयरफॉर स्मॉलर पर्सन इज गेट्स एट ए लोन एट ए मच लार्जर हायर इंटरेस्ट रेट। Availability of land, especially for manufacturing, we need land. It is difficult. Land is not available, land, or if it is available, it is at a very high cost. मेरी प्रोजेक्ट कॉस्ट है सिर्फ 50 लाख, लैंड की कॉस्ट क्या है? 2 करोड़, 3 करोड़। तो therefore that is a problem. Plethora of laws and compliance burden. इतने laws बन गए हैं, 44 labor laws, then the various other laws, then there are various inspectors which are coming to you, plethora of laws and compliance burden. Return ही इतनी फाइल करने की जरूरत है कि then there is an issue. Market access. Market. I need to sell those things. Nykaa can sell the things much better. फटाफट सेल हो जाती है. Flipkart can sell. Maybe Amazon can sell. But मेरे लिए सेल करना बहुत मुश्किल है. So therefore that is the problem. Technology is a problem. I cannot have that type of technology which these bigger guys can have. I cannot afford that type of technology. And unfair competition. Unfair competition is in various ways. Why I say unfair competition? क्योंकि बड़ा आदमी की लॉबी भी ज़्यादा important है, छोटे आदमी की लॉबी भी कम important. Therefore he can get the things done. If I have a case in GST, my case might linger on for 3 years. A small person. A bigger person might get it sorted out in 2 months' time. Therefore, I can have more problems. There is unfair competition. What have we done on these? I have taken all of these. What has government done on all these? Government is seized of all these problems. These challenges, government is seized of all these challenges. Therefore, this is not that the government is silent on these. Why the government cannot be silent? I told you in the beginning. Government cannot be silent because their number is so high, employment is so high. Government cannot be silent. Therefore, government will have to work on all those things, all those challenges. First challenge, we took availability of proper, especially skilled manpower and retention of the same. What we have done, we have started free skilling programs. You also mentioned free skilling program. Various free skilling programs have been started. So therefore, skilled person is available to you. We have tried to make the skilled person available to all the people, all enterprises, including the micro and small. Though again, the large number of these skilled people go to the main companies. But we have tried to, and if the MSC also wants to get its employees trained, we can get them skilled free of cost. We will give them the subsidy, we will train them. That is what the government is doing, free skilling program. MSME technology centers, such as near one is Bhiwadi. Bhiwadi has one MSME technology center. We were earlier called them tool rooms. We used to call them tool rooms. These are the technology centers. We have spent around, government around one technology center has spent around 100 to 200 crores. And these technology centers are there so that you can have that technology support. The MSCs can go and get technology support from these companies, these institutions at a very less cost, comparatively very less cost. Schemes such as Aspire. Aspire is also a scheme for innovation, entrepreneurship. There are 3-4 schemes of the Ministry of MSME. You can read, the various state governments have gone for different schemes. There are various schemes which are for skilling manpower. There are for skilling those manpower. Those are the schemes for skilling manpower. Then second issue comes availability of finance credit. That is the second issue. That is the second challenge. What is government doing on that? Because banks are not giving them the loan because in the absence of guarantee provided by these people. Therefore, government has started credit guarantee programs. Government will provide guarantee to the bank. You will get the loan, but government will provide guarantee for that loan. Therefore, there are credit guarantee programs so that the banks are facilitated to provide you the loans. Banks are facilitated to provide you the loans. These are the credit guarantee programs. Interest subvention schemes, like we just talked of Vishwakarma Yojana. Interest subvention schemes. Otherwise, bank interest is maybe 8%, 9% or 10% or maybe 12%, while Vishwakarma Yojana we are providing you at 5%. At 5%. Therefore, these are the interest subvention schemes. Lot of other state governments also give interest subvention schemes. For example, Odisha government. MSC takes a loan, then it can apply if the loan is taken at 13%. The 6% he will have to pay, 7% the state government will pay. Therefore, state government will subsidize that interest. These are called interest subvention schemes. Mudra. Mudra is another Yojana. Mudra is another scheme of the banks under where the Shishu loans are also given, where up to 50,000. Those Shishu loans are at a much lesser interest rate and they are provided. That is also a credit facility to the micro and small enterprises. One important thing which the government has done recently is that if you are supplying to another guy, another company, and it's a bigger company, then government has now amended tax laws, income tax law and various other laws, whereby it has made it compulsory that if it is a bill raised by MSC, you will have to pay within 30 days. You will have to pay within those 45 days. You will have to pay within 15 days. This is one of the major facilities the government has given. Therefore, your finance is not getting locked up. Your money is not getting locked up. That is a major facility to MSCs which is being given by the government. The third challenge was availability of land, especially for manufacturing. That was the third challenge we listed. Promotion of industrial estates, that is what we are doing. Promotion of industrial estate. Government is giving some subsidies for promotion of industrial estates. So that, like Neem Rana industrial estate, we give you the plot at a reasonable rate for developing a manufacturing or a service sector facility in Neem Rana. These are the facilities which are promotion of industrial estate. And we also, some of the governments, some of the state governments have waived the registration charges also. Registration charges means you want to get into your name, there is a registration charges of around 7%, 8% depending upon the state government. That is also waived by the government. That is also waived by the governments. On the availability of land, this is being done. The state governments are developing the industrial estates, are giving to the MSCs at a reasonable rate. I will not say at a cheaper rate, I will definitely say reasonable rate. That is what is being provided. Another challenge was market access and unfair competition. The government procurement, now 20% is reserved for MSCs. And I can say somebody is providing at a rate, say 100 rupees, I can even provide that thing at 120 rupees. I have a price preference also. I can provide at a higher rate. Then also I will be preferred customer of the government. I can provide at a higher rate and then also some reservation is with me. Market access, the reservation for MSCs in the government procurement. And then I also say you want to attend a trade fair in Germany, you want to attend a trade fair in Mumbai, the facility is provided for that. Trade fair rent is provided, you going and coming, fare is also provided, your stay facility is also provided. Those schemes are also there for the MSCs. The government has those schemes for the MSC sector. Technology. For technology upgradation, you want to buy a new machine, a new modern machine, we give you direct subsidy. Some of the governments are even giving 25% subsidy. The central government was also giving 15% subsidy. So these are some subsidies given for technological upgradation. And subsidies or assistance in taking ISO certification. For example, you want to take ISO certification or maybe JET certification or maybe any other certification, then also there are schemes of the Government of India or the state governments which provide you assistance for that purpose. Some of the state governments are also providing cheap electricity to the MSEs. For example, Punjab government was doing. For the micro and small enterprises, the electricity rate was also fixed. It was not 8.5, sometimes it was run at 5 rupees. So therefore, cheaper electricity to the MSCs. Special schemes for promotion of women and SC/ST entrepreneurs and for promotion of enterprises in Northeast. We spend lot of money for the promotion of Northeast, and we have a separate budget for SC/ST categories, and therefore that separate budget is used for promotion of enterprises owned by women, owned by SCs, owned by STs, and owned by people who are residing in Northeast. So that is another thing which we are doing. And incentives or digitalization. We are trying to help digitalization in the MSC sector, whereby if you do a digital transactions in MSC sector, the tax rate is 6%, income tax rate is 6%, while non-digital it is 8%. So therefore, there is a benefit of taxation. It's clear-cut benefit of taxation. And there is also a clear-cut benefit of the money, the advances from the bank. Now we come to the critique. We discussed what is the government response. But let us now discuss the critique of all those schemes. Government is doing lot of things, and is government doing some things or is government not doing something? Let us discuss the critique. A large portion of MSCs in India are not on the books. Some of the MSCs which are not in the books are like रेडी वाला. कितना अच्छा बिजनेस करते हैं, समोसा बेचते हैं, कुछ भी बेचते हैं, तो पर वो that is the major micro enterprise. Some of these micro enterprises are doing very, very well, but they are not on the books. They are a large portion of MSCs in India are not on the books and operate in the informal sector. That is why this is called informal sector. लेना भी informally, देना भी informally, बेचना भी informally, so-called cash transactions. So therefore it is, street vendors surprisingly are not part of MSCs. Street vendors are not MSCs. Street vendors cannot register themselves as MSCs. They are trading agencies. They take something and they are considered part of the trading. That is why, आपको पता है street vendor scheme कौन सी मिनिस्ट्री ने अभी स्ट्रीट वेंडर्स के लिए 10,000 रुपया सरकार ने दिया था कम लोन पे. स्वानिधि स्कीम किसने लॉन्च की? It was not launched by Ministry of Micro and Small Enterprises. Surprisingly, it was launched by Ministry of Urban Affairs. It was launched by Ministry of Urban Affairs because it is not part of the MSC ecosystem. It is not part of the MSC ecosystem. World over, it is part of the MSC ecosystem. World over, OECD countries, USA, all Europe, it is part of the MSC ecosystem. In India, it is not part of the MSC ecosystem. Therefore, we could not develop a scheme for the street vendors. Street vendors, part of informal sector, goes to some other ministry. Very surprisingly, urban affairs. Very surprising. It is urban affairs. They prefer to remain unregistered to avoid regulatory scrutiny, taxes and compliance. आप रजिस्टर कराओगे, एक तो आज के दिन 50 लोग आपको फोन करेंगे. जैसे ही स्टार्टअप रजिस्टर कराते हो तो कहते हैं मेरे बेटा और बहू बताते हैं कि ऐसे इतने ज़्यादा फ़ोन आने शुरू हो जाते हैं अनसॉलिसिटेड कॉल्स कि you have a problem of unsolicited calls. Similarly, टैक्स वाले आदमी आएंगे, सभी आपको लोग पूछेंगे जैसे आप रजिस्ट्रेशन कराते हो तो कहते हैं रजिस्ट्रेशन कराई ही ना, पता ही ना लगे कि मैं हूँ कहीं पे, मुझे मेरा नाम निशान ही नहीं है, मैं पता नहीं कितना पैसा कमा रहा हूँ पर मेरा नाम निशान नहीं. तो देयरफॉर दे आर रिमेनिंग अनरजिस्टर्ड. गवर्नमेंट से क्या लेना है? गवर्नमेंट से मिलेगा 3 लाख रुपया 5% इंटरेस्ट पे, मुझे लेना ही नहीं है. मैं अपना खुश हूँ अपने पे, मैं 12% पे ले लूंगा, मुझे कुछ नहीं, इतने हैसल्स नहीं चाहिए कि मुझे जीएसटी की रिटर्न फाइल करनी पड़े, ये रिटर्न फाइल करनी पड़े, बैंक कहे कि आप 1 महीने में ये रिटर्न भेज दो, ये रिटर्न भेज दो, तो मैं ये सारी रिटर्न फाइल करने के लिए एक आदमी रखूं, उसके ऊपर मेरा 20,000 खर्च हुआ, इंटरेस्ट का बचेगा 7,000 रुपया, मैं क्यों करूं? That person, that small person who is doing business is not a fool. He is also doing his calculation कि मुझे 3 लाख मैक्सिमम मिलना है, 1 लाख लोन दिया, 1 लाख में मुझे ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा बचा भी 5,000 रुपये बचा, मेरा खर्च ज़्यादा हो गया उसकी सारी स्टेटमेंट बनाने पे, वो मुझे कोई ना कोई क्लर्क हायर करना पड़ेगा, उसके ऊपर मुझे ये स्टेटमेंट बनानी पड़ेगी। The total government subsidy support to MSCs, if we see the government of India and the state government combined, all combined, we have subsidy of less than 5,000 crores in the MSC sector. While just on one scheme of the government of India, which is for major 200 industries only, which is production linked incentive scheme, the incentive is 30,000 crores. 30,000 crores. And just one company has got 5,000 crores. Foxconn has got 5,000 crores. Only Foxconn has got 5,000 crores. No, Foxconn is not chips. Foxconn is mobile. And mobile, but Foxconn is also coming into chips, but chips they refuse to come. Now they are into mobile manufacturing. The India has become the #1 mobile manufacturer in the world. That is. There a lot of other people have got, but I am only saying one company. I am only saying that what is the lip service? 99% enterprises combined getting less than 5,000 crores, and out of this 1% ecosystem, those people are getting much more than one of them is getting more than 5,000 crores. That is what is the critique. I am only presenting you a critique of the schemes. While MSMEs in India are eligible for several incentives such as subsidies, tax benefits and credit guarantees, many small business owners may not find these significant enough to justify the multiple registration process. जो मैंने पहले कहा है कि मल्टीपल, मैं जीएसटी में भी रजिस्टर कराऊं, मैं इनकम टैक्स में भी भरूं, मैं हर जगह पे जाऊं और हर जगह के फॉर्म भरूं, तो मुझे वो करना ही नहीं है। मुझे कुछ बेनिफिट मिलना भी है 5-7 हज़ार का, छोड़ो, वो मुझे लेना ही नहीं। मुझे पहले तो 5-7 हज़ार लेने के लिए भी 2-4 गवर्नमेंट के चक्कर काटने पड़ेंगे। विश्वकर्मा योजना में भी जाऊंगा, फॉर्म भरूंगा, पहले तो फॉर्म किसी से भरवाऊंगा। जो भी गरीब आदमी है, एक और दिक्कत है विच इज वर्ल्ड ओवर बिकमिंग ए प्रॉब्लम, स्पेशली इन इंडिया, डिजिटल डिवाइड। गरीब आदमी को हमने और लाइफ डिफिकल्ट कर दी डिजिटल में। आप तो अपने आप फॉर्म भर लेते हो, गरीब आदमी 200 रुपया देता है किसी से फॉर्म भरवाने का। आप तो पढ़े लिखे हो, आप फॉर्म भर लेते हो, आपको लगता है कि डिजिटल ठीक हो गया। जो आपकी मेड सर्वेंट है, जो आपके घर पे काम करती है, वो कैसे फॉर्म भर सकती? उसका आधार नंबर, उसको पता ही नहीं उसके स्पेलिंग क्या है। अनीता उसके स्पेलिंग लिखे हुए हैं, तो अनीता कैसे लिखा हुआ है, किसने क्या लिखा हुआ है उसके स्पेलिंग, और फिर उसके एक जगह पे स्पेलिंग कुछ लिख दी, एक जगह पे कुछ लिख दी। उसी के चक्कर काट रही है वो कि आप इन दोनों रजिस्ट्रेशन पे, आईडी पे अपने स्पेलिंग ठीक करा के लाओ। दैट मेड सर्वेंट doesn't know the way, and यदि उसके 5 दिन खराब हो गए तो आपने तो उसको पे देनी नहीं 5 दिन की। उसको तो कोई पे है नहीं है कि कैजुअल लीव मिल जाएगी, उसने कैजुअल लीव सैंक्शन कराई और कैजुअल लीव मिल जाएगी, उसको तो कोई कैजुअल लीव मिलती नहीं। तो देयरफॉर शी हैज ए प्रॉब्लम। सोल्यूशन इसका यह है कि डिजिटल डिवाइड जब आप करते हैं, तो डिजिटल जब भी आप करेंगे, गवर्नमेंट को अपने आप ही डिजिटल डिवाइड का ध्यान रखना चाहिए। उसको सीएससी बनाने की बजाय गवर्नमेंट में ही भी ये प्रोविजन होना चाहिए कि फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट आपको करें। आपने सीएससी बना दी, उसको कह दिया 100 रुपया चार्ज करना, वो 100 की बजाय 200 रुपया चार्ज कर रहा है। हाँ जी, यदि कई जगह पे स्टेट गवर्नमेंट अपने आप ही कर रही है, उसको एक फ्री सर्विस देने के लिए एक विंडो होनी चाहिए। और वो फ्री सर्विस की विंडो भी यदि ज्यादातर है बियॉन्ड ऑफिस आवर्स काम करे, उसने 9 से 5 काम करना है, गरीब आदमी ने कहीं पे काम करना है, यदि एक रेडी ढोने वाला है, कोई भी आदमी है, तो वो बियॉन्ड ऑफिस आवर्स काम करे, तो वो ज्यादा अच्छा है। उससे डिजिटल डिवाइड के लिए जो पैसा देना पड़ रहा है गरीब आदमी को, वो शायद कम हो सकता है. Lack of awareness among MSMEs about the importance of registration and its benefits. Small shopkeepers are surprisingly not part of MSCs. I have already mentioned. And ministry is still in its old avatar. Ministry of MSME, how was it born? It was born in 2007. Ministry was born in 2007 after the MSME Development Act in 2006. And ministry कहाँ से बनी? पहले ministry क्या थी? दो ministries थी. Ministry of Small Scale Industries and Ministry of Rural Industries, Agro and Rural Industries. दोनों मिनिस्ट्रीज को कंबाइन करके एक नई मिनिस्ट्री बना दी गई जिसका नाम रख दिया मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ माइक्रो स्मॉल एंड मीडियम एंटरप्राइज. इंडस्ट्रीज वो अलग है, एक इंडस्ट्रीज हैवी इंडस्ट्रीज अलग है, इंडस्ट्रीज अलग है. ये माइक्रो स्मॉल एंड मीडियम एंटरप्राइज, ये अभी भी उसी अवतार में है. स्मॉल स्केल इंडस्ट्रीज, स्मॉल स्केल इंडस्ट्रीज कितनी थी? 10 लाख. स्मॉल स्केल इंडस्ट्रीज किसको कहा जाता है? जो मारुति को सप्लाई करती हैं, बड़ी कंपनीज को जो सप्लाई कर रही हैं, उन्हीं को स्मॉल स्केल इंडस्ट्रीज कहा जा रहा है. तो स्मॉल स्केल इंडस्ट्रीज और उन छोटी इंडस्ट्रीज को कंबाइन करके हमने कह दिया. तो हमारी कितना इकोसिस्टम कितना रहा? 15-20 लाख लोगों को हम सर्व कर रहे हैं. नंबर है 633 और 126, बट एक्चुअल सर्विसेज टू अराउंड 15 lakhs enterprises. Because we are in the same old avatar, small scale industries and the rural industries. The same things are going on in the system. We are only trying to help small scale industries and we are only trying to help the rural industry sector. Yeah, these two slides I usually show, they are not related to, sorry. Yeah, these two slides, friends, are important, which I usually go for any lecture. I show it to the people. How lucky are you? Sitting here, how lucky are you? See this number. How lucky are you? What is our population? Roughly around 140 crores. That is what we say, 140 crores. How many people are low income group? 1162, 116 करोड़ आदमी उसमें से लो इनकम ग्रुप के. आप किस ब्रैकेट में आते हैं अपने आप सोचिए. जिन्होंने कोट पहना हुआ है, जिन्होंने वैसे पहना हुआ है, वो देख लीजिए किस ब्रैकेट में आ रहे हैं. 116 करोड़ लोग हैं लो इनकम में, विच अर्न लेस देन यूजली लेस देन $2 ए. इट इज ए ब्लूमबर्ग फिगर, रीसेंट फिगर. 134 million आर पुअर. 13 करोड़ लोग पुअर हैं. 6 करोड़ सिर्फ ऊपर वाले आप लोगों में आ रहा है. 18 और 66, 60. आप यू आर इन टू दी 84. 8.4 करोड़ लोगों में है अब ज्यादातर. You are usually part of 8.4 crore people. The rest people are poor or the low income group. This group cannot afford NIIT. Just cannot come into the NIIT. The fees they cannot afford the fees of the NIIT. So therefore, please look as to what you are supposed to do. Where are we? This is the figure. This is an important figure. We must keep it in mind. When we are talking of the whole thing, we must keep it in mind. I put the statistics in a different way. हाँ. See, this is another statistics which I always quote in my lectures. Average household family size is 4.2. This is an important statistic. Average family size in India is 4.2. Total population is 140 crore. Divide 140 crore by 4.2. What is the total number of families in India? 33.3 crores. It's a simple mathematics. 33.3 crores is the number of families in India. Average number of earners per family. 4.2 में कितने earners हैं? 1.6 is earners. 2.6 is dependents. 1.6 is earners. 2.6 is dependents. That is the average household earning is 23,000 rupees per month. If we take the average, it also includes Ambani Adani. When we working out average, it also includes all those people also. Therefore, average household income is 20,000, less than the minimum wage, which is working out to be 24,000 in Delhi. Aspiring class, less than 15,000 income is 46%. Low middle class, less than 35,000 is 40%. Therefore, 86% people earn less than 35,000 rupees per month. 86% you are naturally sitting here, people are in 14% category or maybe even lesser category. And what are these 10 key assets when people talk of assets is electricity, ceiling fan, LPG stove, mobile phone. And two-wheeler, refrigerator, color TV, luxury, car, jeep, air conditioner, washing machine, they are coming into the luxury section as for them is concerned. This is a very, very important statistics which should come into our head when we are working on the ground. It should become part of our ecosystem because this is very, very important. आप अपने आप सोचिए, हम अपने आप क्रिप करते हैं कि क्या है, कुछ नहीं मिला मुझे तो, पर कहाँ पे क्रिप कर रहे हैं देख लीजिए. Where are you? Usually you are in that category, 14% and they are 8.4%. 8.4. Now we come to the again subject back. What are the opportunities available to you? Why are we talking? मुझे ये MSc लेक्चर्स के लिए बुलाया क्यों NIT यूनिवर्सिटीज ने? तो उसके लिए क्या जरूरत है? आपको क्या सब कुछ है, गलत भी है, ठीक भी है, गवर्नमेंट ने क्या किया है, MSc की डेफिनेशन है, सब कुछ सुन लिया, है क्या इंडिया में? अपॉर्चुनिटीज क्या है इंडिया में? India is, one, it is a large population. Rather, it has become the most populous nation of the world. What does it mean? It means one of the biggest markets, naturally. The biggest, person number-wise, it is the biggest market of the world. तो कोई country afford कर सकती है, कोई भी nation afford कर सकता है हमें ignore करने के लिए? Nobody can afford us to ignore. No MNC can afford to ignore. Therefore, everybody will have to be here. There is no MNC of the world which can afford to be away from India. Market इतनी बड़ी है कि उनको यहीं पे आना ही आना है. We are double the size of the Europe. यूरोप की टोटल पॉपुलेशन कितनी है? 74 करोड़. हमारी लगभग 148 करोड़ होगी, हमें पता नहीं, हमने सेंसस तो कराई नहीं. तो 140 करोड़ हम कह रहे हैं, तो 148 करोड़ भी हो सकती है हमारी पॉपुलेशन. तो इतनी हम डबल द साइज ऑफ यूरोप है. ई कॉमर्स, डिलीवरी सच एज दैट ऑफ मिल्क एंड वेजिटेबल्स, कितनी अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैं. सर्विसेज सेक्टर में कितनी अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैं. एजुकेशन में कितनी अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैं. इन सभी को एजुकेशन चाहिए, सभी को हेल्थ चाहिए, हेल्थ फैसिलिटी चाहिए, सभी को स्किलिंग चाहिए. So therefore, there are lot of opportunities available for you people. इतनी पॉपुलेशन बढ़ी है, इस सारी पॉपुलेशन को कुछ ना कुछ सर्विस चाहिए. Say Gurgaon need itself 10 lakh maid servants working for the houses, working in the houses. 10 lakh. That is the number of the maid servants required. 1 lakh drivers required in Gurgaon itself. So many people are required for services. So therefore, there is a lot of work to do. Number of people having worth more than rupees 100 crores is approximately 4 lakh. इतना यूरोप में भी नहीं है. 100 करोड़ से ज़्यादा वाले लोग 400,000 हैं. और हर एक डिस्ट्रिक्ट वाइज देखें, सिर्फ राजस्थान के डिस्ट्रिक्ट वाइज देखें, 200 से 300 से ज़्यादा है. 200 to 300 average district wide. Maybe in some districts, naturally, Bombay district is more. But this district is average is 200 to 300. There are around 800 districts. If we divide, it is 500 coming, but it is 200. 200 people in every district. Gurgaon has much more. A small district like Bhiwani, for example, I was DC Bhiwani long back. I can now identify at least there are 200 people to 300 people having more than 100 crores. Each family having more than 100 crores. I will not say each person, each family having more than 100 crores. Maybe I might be, because I was there, I might be, can count the names of those persons also. Okay, these are the people who have got more than 100 crores. That is the amount of the money which is available and which is requiring. इसमें सर्विसेज कितनी चाहिए इनको? 4 लाख लोगों को, 4 लाख लोगों ने इवेंट के ऊपर खर्च करना है मिनिमम हर महीने, हर साल कम से कम 10 लाख रुपए, ये एक इवेंट या 2 इवेंट के ऊपर। तो कितना इवेंट के ऊपर खर्च हुआ ये आप देख लीजिए। इनके घर के एसेट्स हैं, हर एक के पास 1 करोड़ रुपए का एसेट है घर पे, पेंटिंग्स हैं या कोई फर्नीचर है या कुछ है, 1 करोड़, 4 लाख करोड़ के एसेट्स हैं इनके घर में मिनिमम ऑन एन एवरेज। वो उनकी सर्विसिंग ही होनी है 4 लाख करोड़ की, उनका रिप्लेसमेंट होना है, उनकी रख रखाव होना है, उनका ध्यान रखा जाना है, उसका कोई टूटना है उसको ठीक करना है। These are the services. This is the opportunity which is available to you. And they are ready to buy any niche product. आप टेबल, मैंने देखा एक one of my friends is deals in this, the Ravisa group, it deals with it, it deals in such luxury products. मैं उनसे पूछ रहा था कि ये बीबीएल गरी की एक उनकी टेबल है which is marketed BBL गरी but he marks it. तो कितने की है? 2 आदमी बैठ के खाना खा सकते हैं उसके ऊपर। कितने की है? मैंने उसको पूछा, 4-5 साल पहले मैं उनके गया था, कहता 16 लाख की है। मैंने कहा यहाँ पे कोई खरीदता है? कहते सिर्फ इंडिया में ही बिकती है सबसे ज्यादा, वर्ल्ड ओवर सबसे ज्यादा मार्केट इंडिया में है इसकी। बीबीएल गरी की डाइनिंग टेबल ओनली फॉर 2 people. The total number of couples is 25 crores, roughly. That is what the statistics says. 33.3 crore families, their number is coming. That is why I am prepared to accept. Some of the families might not be having mother, father. The couples is, the young couples is 25 crores. And approximately 8 crore are working couples. घर पे नहीं रहते हैं, उनको सर्विसेज चाहिए अलग तरह की। उनके लिए उनको एक ट्रस्टेड चाइल्ड केयर और होम केयर फैसिलिटी चाहिए, ट्रस्टेड चाइल्ड केयर एंड होम केयर फैसिलिटीज। Some of the maid servants in Gurgaon are being paid 50,000 rupees per month just for the basis of trust. 50,000. Some of you might not be getting that pay after BTech. But the maid servant, trusted maid servant's value is 50,000 rupees per month. And if she knows slightly bit of English, can converse with the child in English, it's even my neighbor pays 63,000 to her maid servant, his maid servant. 63,000. He is a director in Deutsche Bank. He pays 63,000 to the maid servant. कहता है जी इसके बगैर तो काम नहीं चलता, ये तो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है मेरे लिए, बाकी काम इतने इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है। मेरा खर्च कितना है? बहुत ही कम खर्च है कंपेयर टू व्हाट आई वुड स्पेंड इफ आई टेक केयर ऑफ द चाइल्ड। फॉर मी द चाइल्ड केयर इज सो इंपॉर्टेंट, दैट इज बाय द एक्सपेंडिचर। Okay, more than 120 crore mobile users in India. That you would know. That figure you would know always. सभी लोगों को ये पता है। More than 120 crore mobile users in India, out of which 75 crores have smartphones. आप देखिए कि इसी से फिनटेक चली है। जो फिनटेक कल्चर है, जो लोन कल्चर है, जो फिनटेक कल्चर है, जो आपका स्मार्टफोन के साथ जितनी ऐप डेवलप हो रही हैं आज के दिन, it is only because of this number. This number is giving you an opportunity to aggregate lot of things. There are a lot of aggregators which is coming into the picture. It gives you that facility. Senior citizens population is now increasing. Senior citizen population, like I am also a senior citizen. Senior citizen is on the increase. Already more than 16 crores. By 2050 it will be around 28, 29, 30 crores. 30 crore senior citizens. 2 lakhs senior citizens per district. Per district. 2 lakhs senior citizens per district. So therefore, see the opportunity available to you for doing this work. They need financial security. आप उनको फाइनेंस का कोई इंस्ट्रूमेंट दे सकते हैं कि अच्छा कोई इंस्ट्रूमेंट हो जो फाइनेंशियल सिक्योरिटी, उनको हायर इंटरेस्ट रेट चाहिए, उसको हायर इंटरेस्ट रेट वाला इंस्ट्रूमेंट दे सकते हो। इस समय स्पेस में बहुत कमी है। नंबर 2, हेल्थ सिक्योरिटी। That is what is needed by the old age people, health as well as the finance security. And some of these people have lot of money. Some of people are being added by the government क्योंकि government ने अब old age pension scheme शुरू की है, they are getting money. Haryana, for example, gives around 3,000 rupees per person per month old age pension. So therefore, that money is available. Multiply by, even if you multiply it by 5,000 on an average, see the money available with the old people. And that is one space to work. Just the old age people, senior citizens. And then if you are excel in this, you can sell this service world over. World over is key demand, senior citizens services. If you can excel in these services, senior citizens services is in demand. Japan, everywhere, whole of Europe, because senior citizens are more than the young people. Here the youth is more, but senior citizens are more in those countries. Therefore, those type of services are needed. Workforce required in many countries all over the world. कुछ देर बाद तो सारे मिलिट्री वाले भी जो लड़ने वाले होंगे रशिया की तरफ से या किसी की तरफ से वो भी इंडियन ही होंगे because we can provide them the workforce. There is no youth left world over. So therefore we can provide them all sorts of services. Yeah, different languages and different geographical areas. We have different languages, different geographical areas, increasing domestic tourism, opportunities in language, AI. There are a lot of opportunities available there. Increasing religious tourism within the country. There are a lot of opportunities available here. Just an Ayodhya Ram Mandir has created a market of crores. They say 1 lakh crores. That is the market, new market which has been created by only Ayodhya Ram Mandir. So therefore, religious tourism itself has created a lot of market. Large young population available as workforce. Trained workforce such as Agniveers will also be available. From 2 years now, you will have a trained workforce which is available to you for employing or for using it at many places. There are a lot of works involving human labor can be taken up. You can take up only, not only for this country, for foreign countries also. For foreign countries also. Workforce required in many countries all over the world. Agriculture and wastelands. We have lot of opportunities available in agriculture. And we have a very high percentage of wastelands in the country. आप तो राजस्थान में बैठे हैं. Rajasthan is one of the state which has large part as wastelands, which can be used for very, very important economic purpose. Land and its uses and its related benefits. Say only in the house taxation, we need now AI. Delhi has brought some AI, but we need AI. We want to have a taxation in Barroad, for example. Third floor पे कौन रह रहा है, second floor पे कौन रह रहा है, कौन से कमरे में कौन रह रहा है, कितना कमरा है, कितना बड़ा कमरा है, this is all going to be listed. That is where we need now that facility. Event management. I mentioned about 400,000 people, 4 lakh people. उनका ही इवेंट मैनेजमेंट है, बाकियों का इवेंट मैनेजमेंट अलग है. गवर्नमेंट का अपना इवेंट मैनेजमेंट का खर्चा लगभग 10-20 हजार करोड़ हो गया. Aggregator schemes, use of machine learning, new technologies such as drone technology. Just one part, but you must be knowing much better technology. The world over, lot of technologies, new technologies are getting used. Dubai itself is using lot of technology. Antiques and refurbishment. I just mentioned, आप राजस्थान से हैं, that is why it came to my mind, antiques and refurbishment. That 4,000 people, 4 लाख लोग हैं, उनके यहाँ refurbishments हैं, ये antique की. और आपके यहाँ antique refurbishment का काम ही है. There is a lot of business in Rajasthan itself. And cyber security is an important area. अब तो और ज़्यादा जितने fraud होते जा रहे हैं cyber security में, जितने cyber fraud होते जा रहे हैं, उतनी cyber security will become important, especially for the senior citizens also. How to save senior citizens from cyber fraud? You can start one app only to save senior citizens in your district from cyber fraud. Just in your district specific, you can provide services. Or just to senior citizens to save them from any fraud. क्योंकि ये this fraud number is going to increase. Therefore, it is urgently needed to some people to work on the ground to save the people from these frauds. क्योंकि मेरे पास तो टेक्निकलिटी नहीं है, मुझे पता ही नहीं है कि वो साइबर फ्रॉड मेरे से कैसे हो जाता. तो somebody will have to help me. Yeah, this is the last slide. This is the last slides. Few doables. You can do something which usually my people are not very happy with this slide. Usually, I was just going through the important things which are required is 3 C's and 4 D's. 3 C's are I was just hearing a lecture on the way: courage, conviction, and commitment. Courage, conviction, and commitment. 3 C's are required from you. And 4 D's: discipline, dedication, determination, and devotion. If these 3 C's and 4 D's are with you, then nobody can stop you. But the one is learn a foreign language. आप यहाँ पे NIT में एक साथ में ये भी काम ले लीजिए, learn a foreign language. And important languages are Chinese, Japanese, and Korean. In this area, I am talking of this area, especially in Gurgaon and the NCR area, these 3 languages are very important. This increases your employability. This increases your chances of doing better business if you learn these 3 languages. Develop communication and language skills. बच्चों को आजकल एक लिखना नहीं आता, ईमेल भी ड्राफ्ट करनी है. ठीक है कि चैट जीपीटी इज हेल्पिंग यू टू ड्राफ्ट एन ईमेल, बट ये ना हो कि चैट जीटीपी भी बाद में बिगड़ जाए, क्योंकि सारे लोग ही आप गलत इंग्लिश लिखेंगे तो चैट जीटीपी भी वही सीख जाएगा. तो वो दिक्कत ना हो जाए, वो भी गलत इंग्लिश सीख जाए. Develop human skills such as discipline, taking care of others. Networking skills, you all know, are important. And finally, the digital skills. I need not talk of the digital skills in IIT. These are the doables for you. You can think of doing these. They will make you a better person. वो जो घर वाले कहते हैं ना, अच्छा बच्चा बनेगा तो अच्छा बच्चे बन जाओगे. ये ठीक है कि मेरी एज पे हम प्रीचिंग करते हैं, वो प्रीचिंग करनी नहीं चाहिए, यूथ को वो प्रीचिंग अच्छी नहीं लगती, बट यस आई एम माई एज, तो देयरफॉर आई विल डू दैट टाइप ऑफ प्रीचिंग. ओके फ्रेंड्स, एंड दैट इज द most lovable slide. Thanks. I am ready to take any questions if you have any.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing real knowledge about MSMEs. The floor is open for questions. So, anyone willing to ask questions? Yeah, we have Ananya.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
I'm Ananya, second year student. So you were telling us about the various schemes or various benefits that one can gain. So let's say if I want to do a startup or if I am willing to. So when we go through the schemes that are available on the portal, it's really difficult for us, firstly, to find the ones which are of our benefit. And secondly, there are so many things to qualify or to be eligible to apply in that, and then again the process takes a lot of time. So is there any other way for us to raise funds through these schemes, or any other thing that we can do which can be beneficial for us?
The government of India has started a separate the wing, Invest India. If you are very keen on, say, becoming an entrepreneur, you can call Invest India and they will let you know all these schemes according to your nature. And they are good, the good crowd, young crowd, so therefore they will be able to understand you better.
Anyone else wishing to ask question?
Hello, sir. I am Shavik Banerjee from IMBA 2021 batch. So, my question is that in today's world, technology integration is a integral part in any sector, be it manufacturing or service sector, or like AI. AI is basically taking over the world, like as you mentioned, ChatGPT. So, what is the role of technology and innovation? Like how government is supporting it in is it helping MSME to grow more, or like from 20 years down the line? And what is the difference in past and in present with the help of technology?
Yeah, let me have the reframe the question. Reframe is one of the technology side, government is even providing free cloud services. That is the one. It is also making the MSMEs having the link with Amazon or various other things, and they are providing subsidy on that. Therefore, digitalization is being helped by the government. Digitalization purchases, those things are being helped. I said that the government is giving income tax benefits on the digitalization. But as such, they are helping the startup to prepare some apps also. You can get some assistance under the innovation fund. But specifically for A business or B business, government is not competent. Government cannot look into A particular business or B particular business. It is in a general category. In that general category, yes, it does provide those services. But any particular thing, no. That you will have to do on your own.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, I have a related question to this.
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes,
Shavik asked a very relevant question, and I just want to extend it a bit. You talked of niche products and high-end products being in demand nowadays, given the rising income of people. And on the other hand, there are a very large number of micro enterprises that are resource constrained, that are probably operating only on the basis of what their owners are able to do, and they have very limited resources and are being helped by the government in a variety of ways. But on the innovation side, while you have answered the question partly to say that there are web services and so on, are there innovation programs that the MSME is able to institute and run for these people to benefit, so that when they are developing a product, when they are developing a technology, they have assistance on the innovation side?
Overall, what the government overall has done to bring in the culture of innovation is, the government launched Atal Innovation Scheme.
Right.
Under which lot of the universities were also giving grant to open the innovation centers in their universities. The DCMSME is also giving some grant. Government have also started, for example, Telangana government has also started some startup hub centers, whereby you can go, you can have a free space and you can do the work. Enjoy. The incubation centers. Though incubation centers are available, some assistance for incubation is also available if you are able to do something on that and you are able to show. When I was in the ministry, then we were giving an assistance up to 5 lakhs. That might have increased to 10 lakhs. The other ministries also now, biotechnology, the Department of Biotechnology, Department of Science and Technology has come up with different innovation schemes. They are providing an assistance up to 50 lakh rupees also to the startups for this purpose. There are the benefit to the other startups is the income tax. On the income tax side, there are a lot of benefits. On the GST side also, there are a lot of benefits which are available to the startups. That the government, the only problem is that this problem was Ananya raised. How do you come to know of all these things? That's a problem. Sometimes you don't come to know of all this in the government. That's a problem. That problem to some extent is sorted out, as I mentioned, by maybe going up and having a meeting with Invest India. Maybe they can sort it out some of the problems. But otherwise, yes, you will have to learn from all the literature which is available. That's the problem.
Which is where, sir, thank you so much for your time. But if the government had a large-scale program of collaborating with universities and getting university students to work on the problems of micro-enterprises, and the reason why I'm putting this up to you is in your vantage point as a seasoned bureaucrat, administrator with a lot of experience, and I'm sure with a fair amount of leverage with the government even now. If university students were to work on innovation-related programs, somebody who is in the Agra cluster, for example, manufacturing a shoe, needs innovation, but has no capacity at all to innovate, no matter how much financial assistance or subsidy you provide him. Because he is one person. Maybe he has his family around him. And if the government were to have a large-scale program involving universities and university students, it might spur a great deal of innovation apart from just providing physical infrastructure by way of incubation centers, subsidies, incentives, etc. is the point I'm making. I'm not making a...
You are absolutely right, and the government has also thought about it, and the government, I'm saying already, the government has given grants to the various universities which have applied for this grant for starting innovation hubs in their own university campus. Government is giving some assistance program. Some of the universities I know have taken that assistance for creating hubs in their own university campuses.
One final question, sir. It's been very informative, but you really did not touch upon the informal sector because that was not your brief in any case. But any idea of how big the informal sector is when it comes to innovating, etc.?
Indirectly, that has been covered when we are talking of 6.5 crore enterprises. 633, we mentioned the figure, 2015-16 survey. The minister mentioned about 7 crore enterprises in one of the parliament question answer. She said 7 crore. Now, out of 7 crores, if only 120 lakhs are or 140 are registered on the GST portal, then what is the informal sector? 700 minus 140. Clearly, it comes out to be the 560. 560 lakh enterprises are informal, 140 lakh enterprises is formal.
Is there a possibility that at the bottom of the pyramid, people are not even appearing in these figures? There are people at the bottom of the pyramid who are not even appearing in these figures?
I also think so. Some of the micro enterprises, which might be the ready-walas, might not be figuring on those. Might not be figuring on those. Might not. It's very difficult to count all the enterprises in India. One, I don't have passion to count. One, because that is different. That is what I indirectly mentioned there. Second is I am not spending money to count. I have not spent money after 2015-16 at all to count them. Yeah.
Hello, sir. I am Sanjay from IMBA third year. And my question is how the government is encouraging MSME for export-related activities.
There is a separate export council for the MSCs which has been created, and then there are product-specific councils. Say textiles has a different council, apparel has a different council, shoe, apparel, the leather has a different council. There are various different councils of promoting those products of those categories. But there is this overall arcing council also, which has been created for MSCs also.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Hello, sir. This is
Yes.
Shahin. This is Shahin Tadwa from ABYB Batch 7.
Yeah.
I would like to know what are the steps being taken for streamlining regulatory processes and to reduce bureaucratic hurdles from MSMEs.
अब हमारी जॉब क्यों पीछे पड़ी है हमारी जॉब के मैं तो ही कह हमारी जॉब के पीछे क्यों पड़ी You see, actually, the overall speaking bureaucratic hurdles, the government is saying one thing, two things. Simplification of laws, which the government is saying, simplification of laws, and second is the decriminalization of the various sections. Under the Companies Act and under the others also, under the labor laws also, and under various, some simple otherwise offences were considered as criminal acts. That has been done away with by the government. That is one positive action which has been taken up. Second, yes, ease of doing business has improved overall when we say. But if you talk to a businessman, I come from a business family and I see the 18-20 businesses and a lot of people which are run in the family. Overall compliance burden has become more. Compliance burden has increased slightly. And therefore that is a problem.
Hello, sir. I'm Akriti from third year. And I want to ask, like you said, that there are more people like from the others that have applied for the schemes and other like ST and all of those haven't applied because there is less of education and
That is
knowledge.
what, you see, there is no statistics to show that why that section has not applied or why that section has applied. I am inferring from that data.
Yeah.
I am
So-
inferring from that data that earlier the OBC enterprises are more, but the application on the Udyam registrations are less. Why are they less?
So, is there anything going on which is actually researching about this? That why is there less of the applications, or like are there any other government bodies that can help along with the MSME bodies to like recognize this and then overcome this?
Not exactly. The government is intervening on these things because government, for them, the caste is that way not a priority. But yes, there are a lot of caste associations which do work in the MSME sphere and they do work in their areas.
And sir, another question, like you said that how people don't apply because of like education and all of that. So is there any way that actually colleges or universities can help in this like sector, like they can tie up with the government to have those conducting and training workshops in places so that people are more aware
Yes.
about it?
Theoretically possible, practically I don't know whether you will be able to do that or not. Theoretically yes, possible. Practically जब हम जाते हैं लोग, वो रेडी वाला 4 क्वेश्चन पूछता है तो आप कहते हो है मैं तुम्हारी मदद करने आया हूँ, तुम मेरे से क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हो, तो तुम वापस आ जाते हो. That is our attitude of 8.4 crore people. वो जो नंबर बीच में 2 स्लाइड में बगैर मतलब ले आया था ना, उसका मतलब भी यही था.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for the great interaction. Now I invite Mr. Prakash Gopalan sir, our president, to provide a memento to KK Jalan sir for the token of appreciation.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
It was really a pleasure hosting you.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Thanks once again. And feel free to come and interact with them.
Thank you.
I invite Professor Khurshid Ahmad Ganai sir to deliver the vote of thanks.
Mr. KK Jalan, retired Secretary, MSME, micro, small, not medium, medium enterprises. Mr. Gopalan, the President of the University, my colleagues in the management department, Abhishek is not here, Vivek is here, my dear friend Anumai, who asked a lot of many questions. We are thankful to him and our colleagues here. Thank you very much. I must take this opportunity to thank Mr. K.K. Jalan for having agreed to come here to this university and to speak to us on the many subjects, not just MSME. I think he, gave us the big picture of the present and even the future. I'm reminded of a book called The Art of the Long View, which was written by a German, the first man, Mr. Schwartz, who gave the concept of scenario planning. That is what, when he was speaking, I was all the time thinking that he is actually talking of the future. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much once again. And we would request you that in future also, you could, come and interact with our students, maybe more closely. I think you answered all the questions. I'll just add one or two things, which my student asked you, and one or two of three of my students actually, if I got the if my ears are working, Souvik Banerjee, then Sanjay Sani, and this girl, she sits in the front row, but I'm forgetting her name. She also asked you a question. See, there are three, Jalan sir has already told you that one of the interactive points, one of the places which you can actually interact if you are interested in a new business and want to set up a new business. Another girl also asked this question. And he said you can look at the Invest India portal and see, what is available there. And then if you want more interaction, you can even seek an appointment. They sit in the Vigyan Bhavan office next Vigyan Bhavan Annex. It's a very, very good organization which is linked to the Department of Industrial Promotion and Internal Trade, it's called. In fact, I have done that ministry with you also, with the students. But at the district level, the whole idea about the new entrepreneurs, setting up of new industries, every district has a district industry center all over the country. And they are supposed to, they may not be very good, but they are supposed to give you the initial idea as to what they can do and where you should go if they can't do that, both within the state as well as the center. Now, in the state, they will tell you, okay, please, we will tell you this much, this is what we know, but you can go and meet the MD of the State Small Scale Industrial Development Corporation. There's an organization, every state has. Then there is another organization the states have called the State Industrial Development Corporation, which deals with the medium and the large industry, if I recall it correctly. And the small industries are dealt with by the Small Scale Industrial Corporation. Then there is another officer who sits above the DIC, is the Director of Industries. His office also has a lot of information and guidance material, both online as well as personally, when you meet them personally. So there is a lot of arrangement as far as, there's a lot of what you may call infrastructure which has been created, for people to get guidance, people to be handheld to do a business. So you can, go to many of these places, and as Jalan sir has said, the MSME ministry also has offices all over the country, isn't it? And they are also talking points. They also can be interacting points where you can go, or you can see their portal and then see and then decide what you need to do, what is the next step. I'll deal with it in my class, I'll talk to him again. I am going to interact with him again, and then I'll clarify more. As far as the ease of doing business is concerned, it is definitely something which this government, the present central government, and also all the state governments, because it was at the initiative of the central government in 2014, after Mr. Modi took over as the Prime Minister. I think in the middle of immediately after that, because I also incidentally I took over as Financial Commissioner Industries of J&K at that time, and we were sent this large list of some 100 action points. These are the 100 action points which you need to take for ease of doing business. And this cut across various departments. Industries department had about 100 points, if I recall correctly. All other departments also had. That is why, sir, one of the points when he said, and I also told you in my class, and you have written in some of your answers, that so many laws have been repealed. Thousands of laws have been repealed across different ministries, across different departments. And in one case, he also talked about in the Companies Act only, so many, sections have been, which were offenses under the Companies Act, have been decriminalized. They have been removed. So ease of doing business is a very big initiative that this government has taken. And at the behest of this government, the state governments have also taken. Because after all, we are living in the states. We are not living only with the central government. So more of this later. But I keep telling the students, this is what I have also told Mr. Gopalan, that is why I'm here. In the business environment, government is the most important player, if not, is a very important player, if not the most important player. Any business student or business administration would know what is there in the business environment. So if I ask you a question right now, some of you will say, sir, customer is the most important because customer is the king as far as the marketing jargon goes. Somebody else will say, our suppliers are very important. Somebody else will say that, the government is important, the regulator is important. Somebody will say the regulator is important of that industry. And some other people will say, sir, government. I say government is, if not very important, if not most important, but a very important factor in the business environment. And unfortunately, the knowledge about government, the knowledge about the schemes from the government, the knowledge about what government can do for that particular business or for many businesses, that knowledge is not always available in the business schools. And this is one of my cases with so many vice chancellors that I have interacted with during my lectures, that the government business interface is very important, but most of the time we find that the management schools, first they resist the teaching of subject of public administration, and then they also are not very sure, whether this kind of a course called government business interface will work or not work. I'm very grateful to Professor Gopalan, who immediately, the moment I spoke to him and after I spoke to Mr. Pawar, I said there is a possibility of talking about this, teaching this kind of a course called government business interface. I had incidentally, seen one of the books, one of our IAS officers who is now no more, Nitish Sen Gupta. But he wrote this book in 80s, after when we joined in 82. He wrote this book in 86. It was called Government and Business. And that it is out of print now. It is out of print. I tried to order it from the Amazon also, but I had got an old copy from some friend which is still lying with me. But that is outdated now. So somebody has to write, I would request him to write a book called Government and Business now that Nitish Sen Gupta, is no more. Friends, I am extremely grateful to Mr. Jalan. I don't want to do another lecture now. I am extremely grateful to him. We joined the IAS together in 1982, as he's a year younger than me. He said that he's 67, I am 68. And we were in the same tutorial group. And that tutorial group, we had our the teacher, he was a 69 batch IAS officer, Mr. Gokul Patnaik. He was from the Punjab cadre, Haryana, J&K, Himachal and Punjab. They were clubbed together to be part of one tutorial group. And I think he was also supposed to learn the same language. Did you? Okay. The second language for him was Urdu, incidentally. Since I was an Urdu master, so we were in but the tutorial group under Mr. Gokul Patnaik was one, and so we have a lot of our young photographs. I still have young Jalan sitting there and me also sitting there in the same small group. And then, of course, we joined Mussoorie in '82. It was a beautiful time those days, wonderful season. 1st September 1982, we joined together. We were together for about 1 year, first 1 year. And then we split. He went to Haryana, his state. I went to J&K. Then we met again in '84. We were together in the phase 2 program of '84. And finally, he went his way, I went my way. But we had been interacting in Delhi. Whenever I would come to Delhi, ring up, hello, kahan ho, kya kar rahe ho? He has made so many arrangements for me. Suraj Kund, whenever I would want to visit Suraj Kund, he was a big officer in Haryana. So he would tell them, Mr. Ganai is coming, so please look after him. So that would be, one good thing that I have always remembered him. He has helped with patients in Gurgaon hospitals. I have recommended certain patients and they got prompt medical care because he is a big man. He is well known in the administrative circles. He tells the Gurgaon DC or he tells Gurgaon officer, these state government officers, Haryana officers, and they immediately get into action. They ring up the hospitals and the hospital rings me up. Sir, you have a patient here? Yes, I have a patient. So that is how the IAS Baradari works. We are very good friends. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot for coming here. And I think I'm sure the students, all of you, including the banking students, the Axis Bank trainees, and our students from the NU, you have all benefited. We'll request him again, maybe next year, to tell us more. And in between, I once again thank all of you. Thank you very much. The world is changing. This country is changing. I keep telling you, look at the new technologies. Look at the the renewable energy, the EVs. EVs are coming. Government of India has modified the EV policy just a few days back. Not everything is changing. So look at the future, the art of the long view. Thank you very much.